Hi, empaths. Welcome back. Sending you love and light and blessings, and hoping that as you find this channel and this message that you are feeling calm and peaceful and blessed and happy and aligned and congruent with your life path. Thank you for being present. My name is Eileen. I want to talk a little bit about decoding the mysteries. That's sort of one of the things that we empaths are here to do, decode mysteries. And mysteries are embedded within us. They're embedded in this planet. They're embedded in the universe. And our life path, along with all of the many lessons and experiences that we're having, all the different, aspects of this incredible multidimensional journey, it's like a big scavenger hunt. And so we start off as, little baby empaths, novices, just learning the ropes, learning how to deal with trauma. Some of us learn to suffer in silence, and there's always a better way. There's a better offering gifted to us in every situation. So although a lot of us experience pain or trauma, disappointment, sorrow, sadness, violation, different kinds of experiences in our younger years, or maybe even more recent years, learning to transmute that energy and up level and give ourselves permission to be a better version of ourselves now. So this is like, there's a lot coming through, so I'm going to try to make it, align and make sense instead of it just being a bunch of disjointed ideas. So as little empaths, whether we realize it or not, our energy sensitivity, which can be very difficult, also is a great gift for teaching us how to decode the mysteries of the planet, the mysteries of the divine, the mysteries of the source of creation, the mysteries of the infinite. Little by little, with all of our energetic sensitivities, we were activating the ability to decode these mysteries. And so I'm going to give you an example and then show you how it plays out in modern times. As little empaths, many of us were introverted. Some of us maybe were extroverted, but a lot of us were introverted and maybe found ourselves either being alone. Like, for example, I liked to be in my tent in the backyard. I like to be in the grass. I like to explore the grass and see what little bugs and worms were in the grass. I love to look at plants and, look at flowers. And I wouldn't just look at the flower. I'd look at each petal. I wanted to see the pollen. I'd look at the roots of trees. And I was very fascinated by little bugs like ladybugs, or we had these little bugs called silverfish when I was a little girl, and crickets, and, just little bugs, or flies, or bees. Spiders freaked me out, but I still... They freaked me out. It took me years to get over a phobia of spiders, but eventually I did, and now I think they're kind of cute. I don't want to be super close to them, or snakes, but I do think they're cute. And I've always loved lizards. I don't know. Lizards. I loved looking at lizards. And what I'm saying is that as an energy sensitive being, as a little empath, I found myself out in nature, playing with nature, enjoying nature. And while I was, just being curious and inquisitive, why was I in nature? Because it was calming my nervous system. Now, of course, I didn't realize that. As an energy sensitive being, I was taking in a lot of emotional intensity from parents. My mom, was a beautiful woman, very intelligent. She spoke 3 languages, but she was a depressive. So when she was having a depressive episode, she wasn't pleasant to be around, and I absorbed her energy just so intensely, and it really impacted my entire being. So being outside was a safe haven. Being outside, roller skating, being outside, walking in the grass, walking down the park, walking at the park, or riding my bike or playing hopscotch on the sidewalk with chalk. I would make the little, whatever you do for hopscotch. What else did I do? Walking to the park. Where I grew up, we had a farm behind my house. So it was a residential neighborhood, but past my house was a big, huge ranch and farm. And the bulls and the cows would walk up to the gate. And I would just stand there and, lean over the gate and stare at them, and they'd stare back. And one time, one of the bulls broke the gate. And so the gate was open and the bull could have walked out into the street because it was an actual street. I grew up in an interesting city. It's a very nice city in California in the United States, but it was a dairy town growing up because there were so many farms and there were so many ranches. So it was an interesting community because it was like you had these modern homes, nice modern homes and brand new schools for kids, but then you had all these farms and ranches and stuff. So anyway, one time the gate, somehow the bull broke the gate, and I was roller skating on the side of the house. Nobody really knew that the gate had been broken. And I skated up and I noticed that the bull was staring at me. And I'm a little person and the bull's just staring at me, and I'm staring at the bull. And we had a moment, and it's almost like the bull was talking to me. It didn't walk out into the street. It stayed within the gate, even though the gate was broken. At some point, I let my parents know what happened, and the owner of the ranch was contacted some way, somehow, and then they moved all their cattle like further back, closer to their property, which was who knows how far away from my house. And then I wasn't able to connect with the animals anymore, that was sad for me. But anyway, it was like we had this moment. Okay. Now, why was I outside having these experiences with the cows and the ladybugs and the whatevers? Why? Because I wanted to be outside naturally. There was something inside of me that was intrinsically drawn to outdoors and nature because it soothed me and it calmed me. And there were things that were embedded in nature, in animals, in the sun, in the grass, in the soil, in plants, in the atmosphere, that were designed not only to calm my nervous system and help me self-regulate, but to help me download the messages I was going to need as an empath on this planet, and then integrate all that I would need and amalgamate the truth that was being downloaded from nature into my consciousness. So I've always loved beaches and oceans and rivers and waterfalls and lakes, maybe partially because I'm a Pisces. So, I'm a Piscean, so I love water. But the element of water also speaks to me, and it calms me and it soothes me. But I literally download messages when I'm in water. So the water, there's mysteries embedded in the element of water. There's mysteries embedded in the element of ground, earth, soil. That's why when we stand barefoot in soil or sand or in the ocean, that is why we balance out, because the electromagnetic frequencies of the planet begin to not only calm our nervous system and make attunement and adjustment in our physical body, but to some degree, the earth begins to speak to us, and we're able to unlock the mysteries that are embedded in the earth frequency. Wind has a code embedded in it. The breeze, the sun has encoding information that we can extract and we can download. I'm just showing you all the places that mysteries are hidden. They're hidden in plants, they're hidden in trees, they're hidden in each petal of a plant or of a flower. They're hidden in between the leaves and each branch of a tree. There's mysteries hidden in nature in the form of animals. So we've got the elementals, and then we've got the elements, we've got the flora kingdom, and we've got the fauna kingdom. If we just look at those, okay, just look at those things, the ocean. And then, of course, if we go beyond and we look at the stars, if we look at the solar system and we look at the stars, there's there are mysteries embedded in all of these aspects of these layers of existence, these layers of life force, these layers of consciousness. And as little empaths, unbeknownst to us, we were dialing into all of that energetic swirling and all of that energetic signature. And sometimes it seemed to be too much. But if you think about it, the energetic sensitivity and the emotional intensity was only too much when we didn't have an outlet. Like when we were indoors with either parents fighting or people disagreeing or tension, people drinking, doing drugs or whatever people did, you know what I mean? That created the tension and the emotional intensity. That's when it became too much for us, when we were exposed to it without an outlet. But when we were in natural settings, the beauty of natural settings was gifted to us from the divine to not only help us extract the mysteries just so that we could know them and eventually share them with humanity, but they were gifted to us individually so that we could calm our nervous system and so that we could self-regulate. So if you look at the elementals and the elements, ground, fire, water, air, we say the 4 elements, ground, fire, water, air. Some people say the 5 elements, ground, fire, water, air, ether, or energy. I say ground, fire, water, air, space, love, magic. Those are the elements to me. Whatever you say, whatever you feel elements are, embedded within them are mysteries that serve humanity, calm our nervous system, keep us self-regulated, and help us transmute the chaos frequency because they're natural. So the beauty of nature, the beauty of a flower, we say, take the time to smell the roses. And when we say that, we're talking metaphorically, but literally, when's the last time you stopped and smelled a flower? Taking in the essence of that rose or that sunflower or whatever your favorite flower is, or really tasting the sweetness of nature, the fruit, the apple off the tree, the peach off the tree, the watermelon, right, the carrot from the ground. Let's take carrots. I'm hoping I'm making sense because I know I'm kind of like bringing in all these interesting things. I'm basically talking about the divine mysteries of the planet, the divine mysteries of the universe, the mysteries of the infinite that we empaths are capable of decoding when we know what we're looking at. So let's take carrots. For many of us, we're used to carrots being orange. And it's my understanding that carrots were, I guess, adjusted or, they were genetically modified to be orange during one of the world wars. I don't know if it was World War I or World War II, but you may be aware that heirloom carrots actually are a variety of colors. They may be orange, they may be a bright golden yellow, some of them almost look white, some of them are a deep purple, some of them are red. Carrots come in a variety of different colors. Look at the beauty, that array of color. If you were to just take a bunch of carrots and look at the heirloom carrots and all of their beautiful color, that can calm your nervous system. There's divinity in nature, there's beauty in nature, and there's mysteries embedded within that beauty that nature embodies. What else? So there's fruit, there's flowers, there's trees. Let's look at the anomalies in nature. For example, take the ocean, okay? Sea life. So we have we have fish, right? Fish and shellfish, and there's whales, and there's dolphins, and there's sharks. So within the ocean, even though it's a water environment, you have fish who lay eggs, but then we also have mammals in that same water environment, but they give live birth. That's a mystery. Okay, that's a mystery. It's an anomaly and it's a mystery. Then when we go to the land, we have primates and we have mammals that give live birth on land, But we also have reptiles who lay eggs like the fish in the ocean, but they're on land, right? That's a mystery. It's an anomaly. It's something we probably take for granted, but it's a mystery. There is divine wisdom embedded within that mystery if we take the time to smell the roses, if you will. If we take the time to enjoy the subtle differences, okay? If we allow ourselves, like for example, you have birds, right? So birds don't live in the ocean, but they often hover over the ocean. Most birds live in trees, but we have some birds that don't actually live in trees. They all lay eggs. Some live in the trees and some fly. Other birds hover down below, really can barely get off ground, don't hang out in trees. They hang out down. I don't know about turkeys. I'm thinking turkeys and chickens. They don't really hang out. And if they do hang out in trees, they don't hang out high, do they? They hang out kind of low. It's a mystery. It's a divine mystery. And believe it or not, there's wisdom embedded within the subtle differences, the subtleties of energetic differences. As little empaths, we were extracting these differences and we didn't even realize that. We were downloading, we were curious, we were inquisitive, and we were extracting the mysteries of the universe, all in an attempt to just calm ourselves, just to calm down and get a break from whatever internal or external chaos was occurring. We were finding little ways to calm ourselves and self-soothe. We didn't realize that beyond the self-regulation and calming of the nervous system, we were extracting, downloading the mysteries of the universe. Look at goats. You know, goats are so phenomenal. They can climb high trees and high mountains. All of these just very interesting little nuances. If you take a flower and you really just look at each petal, and you know, at first glance, a bunch of tulips may just look like a bunch of tulips, but then when you get closer to them, you begin to see their different energy signature, and they, you know, just the subtle little differences. Each flower has its own personality. There's beauty embedded there. There might be consciousness embedded there. And there are mysteries there for us to extract and download and integrate that calm us. But those mysteries that are in nature, when they align or connect or amalgamate with the coding that was embedded in us, you know, when the Creator conceived us in divine dream space, that encoding gets activated sometimes when we are aligned with the divinity or the beauty or the mystery in the outside world. So you look at the elements and you look at the flora kingdom, you look at the fauna kingdom. Of course, there's mystery within the human kingdom. Look at how we're all human, those of us who are human. What does she mean by that? What is she talking about? So for those of us that are human, look at how we're different cultures and different races and different skin complexions, different heights, different eye colors, different bone structure, right? So many differences, right? Some of us have freckles, some of us don't have freckles. So many things, so many nuances, so many subtleties, so many differences, so many variables within. And these are all the divine mysteries of the universe, of humanity, of our planet, of the infinite. And we empaths are able to, it's a very interesting experience. The divine mysteries calm us, they soothe us, they heal us. Like if you go stick your feet in the ocean or in the soil, you're going to self-soothe and you're going to calm. If you hug a tree, you're going to calm. If you lay in the grass, you're going to calm. If you allow the sun to just be felt on your face and skin, or you feel the breeze, or you climb the mountain, when you get at the top of the mountain and you realize, yes, I accomplished that feat and that was awesome. But now I'm on top of the mountain and I can see everything. As far as the eye can see, I see the beauty. I see the beauty of divinity. I see the beauty of nature. That calms the nervous system, but you're also extracting the mystery of the divine. So we empaths are here to decode the mysteries. We're here to see the mysteries that are cloaked, embedded, hidden, encoded within all layers of consciousness, within the human race, within the elementals, the elements, the floral, the fauna. We're here to decode the mysteries. But in order to decode the mysteries, we have to actually take time to smell the roses. We have to actually see what's really right in front of us. We've been gifted every single thing that we need in nature to calm ourselves. Nature is medicinal. And every aspect of nature, every aspect of consciousness, every layer of life force has an offering that is medicinal. And when we return back to those medicinal properties, we are able to extract greater and greater mysteries. The greater and greater we are able to download those mysteries and integrate those mysteries, the more we have solutions for everyday problems and life experiences. So we can self-soothe and calm our own nervous systems and stay self-regulated, but we can also help the planet. We can help our planet begin to problem solve. With all of our technology, our advanced technology, our computers and our smartphones and social media and all of the negative electromagnetic frequencies, all these things that supposedly help us become more advanced as society, we also have lost touch with the beauty of nature and the mysteries that are embedded in natural settings. The more we can return to natural settings and have experiences with a real tree, a real ocean, a real plant, because fake plants are available, fake trees are available, fake rivers are available, fake ponds and lakes are available. But the more we can connect with what's real, what's authentic, what is naturally beauty created by nature and by the infinite, the medicine will be extracted within the mystery of that beauty that is natural. Natural beauty, natural medicine contained within the mystery of the all of creation. Part of our work here as empaths is to decode the mysteries that are within the beauty of nature so that we can offer higher light, medicine, healing, balance, transmutation, and then, of course, recoding to the original source code. Isn't it very interesting that so many things have been secretly hidden, buried, woven in the structure of empaths, light workers, starseeds, the elementals, the elements, the flora, the fauna, natural settings, so many things, so many beautiful things hidden, buried beneath the surface, behind the veil, hidden. Okay? For us to decode so that we could recode. Amazing, right? Mysteries decoded allow for recoding to the original source plan. And I find it fascinating that spirit, the divine, the universe, creator, source, God, nature, knew that there would be a time when we would need to recode. It's like a map being buried for a later time. Do you know what I mean? When I was a little girl, we would have these ceremonies once a year at my school, at my elementary school, where all the kids in every single class would write their name and what class they were in, what grade they were in, their age. And then these would be rolled up like scrolls, and they were placed in capsules. And these capsules were buried underground. And the school would bury a new tree plant a new tree where these capsules had been buried. And the whole point was that in 100 years, 200 years, or whatever, if that area was excavated, they would find these time capsules that would let people know who was living at the time and how we lived. And our names are written there somewhere buried underground. I think it's so fascinating that the spirit realm, the infinite, the divine, whoever is up there, so many names, right? Considered the fact that we humans might need a map. We might need to remember. We might need to return to basics. We might need to go back to basics. We might need to return to base. And therefore, things were encoded in the natural beauty of nature, so that anytime we need to extract those mysteries, anytime we need to decode the mysteries of the universe so that we can recode back to the original source plan, we can. Just go step in the ocean. Just go look at a plant. Go hug a tree. Hold a flower. Don't cut it if you can, smell it, caress it. Put your feet in the ground. Climb a mountain. Spend time looking at animals. Notice how they're so amazing. They're so interesting how they stick together, right, in their various herds and their various schools and all that kind of stuff. But there are times when there's these anomalies, mysteries. An animal from a certain species, sometimes these drones they've captured footage of an animal from a different species saving an animal from another species from a predator. You know what I mean? Like maybe the elephant saving the gazelle from the lion, kind of a thing. These beautiful things that happen in nature that we humans we can't always make sense of them, but they're mysteries, subtleties, variances, encoding. It's all energy. It's all medicinal if we allow ourselves to return back to what is natural. And if we give ourselves permission to smell the roses and see the beauty within, see the encoding, see what was already pre-gifted to us in natural settings, so that we can, yes, calm our nervous systems, self-regulate, self-soothe, create balance and groundedness, but also so that we can extract the divine wisdom, the ancient mysteries within that beauty, within nature, and decode those mysteries for such a time as this, or when the timing is right, so that we can share with humanity and up-level consciousness. So empaths decode the mysteries. And we learned to do it when we were very young, even though we didn't realize what we were learning. Now that we're older and we're on the path, sharing light and love and helping, doing our part in this beautiful ascension experience where humanity is up-leveling and remembering all that they are, all that we are as a collective, and all that we're capable of. That, yeah, we're capable of war. We know that. No news there. We're capable of creating nefarious, plots and plans and tyranny. Usurping people's sovereignty and power and taking their gold. What else? We know how to do that kind of stuff. We know how to take land from indigenous people. We know how to trample over and power over and be mean and be rude and be hateful and judgmental and create separation amongst the races and separation amongst the genders. We got all that on lockdown, right? Humans, we know how to do all that. I know I'm laughing. It's not funny. It really isn't funny. But I find humor in everything, almost. The point is, we can return back to the great mysteries that were embedded within the beauty of nature, for that is our medicine. Returning back to the subtleties and the simplicity of natural settings recalibrates us. It heals us, it aligns us, it brings us back to the truth. It attunes us to the original source code for our individual lives and the collective experience. So decode those mysteries, dear empaths. It's not that big of a deal. Before you start channeling and speaking light language and having incredible psychic downloads, I mean, some of us had that going on since we were little kids, but for those of you that are new to your empath journey and your gifts are just being activated and you're not sure, how does this magic get activated? It really is very simple. Spend time with all of the magical beauty that's there. It's natural. It's out there. The oceans, the plants, the trees, the flowers, the animals, the soil, the sands, the mountains, the forests. Be in nature. Connect with the elements. Connect with nature. See the beauty beyond the surface. When you look at a flower, yes, it's beautiful to look at, but see the divinity behind what you're seeing on the surface. When you hug a tree, when you look at a tree, see the divinity, see the wisdom, see the mystery behind what's on the surface. The more you spend time in natural settings, the divinity and wisdom and encoding of those natural settings will be attracted to you because you're attracted to them. And in that space, deep calls into deep. Infinity circle and infinity cycle. Okay? And you will extract all that you need, and you'll be able to decode the mysteries within that natural beauty. And then you will be able to bring that medicine to humanity for their up-leveling and their healing. All right, my loves, I hope that you are integrating this message. Empaths are decoders. You are a decoder of great mysteries. And I'm sending you so much love and so much light and blessings on your journey in every aspect. May you be prosperous. May you experience good health and good fortune and relationships that make your heart smile and your soul shine. I'll see you again.